You've probably seen your favorite Fortnite pros or streamers pull off insane plays where they win fights they had no business surviving. Maybe they're boxed up, stuck in a scuffed fight, but somehow they outplay their opponent with clean peeks and end the fight untouched. Meanwhile, you peek a corner and before you can even react, you're already sent back to the lobby. It leaves you wondering, what's the real difference between how you play and how they play? Well, I'm Flo, and I've helped thousands of Fortnite players level up with smarter mechanics and decision making. And today, I'm giving you the 5 biggest mistakes that are ruining your peeks, and more importantly, how to fix them so you can outplay opponents like the top players. So, let's get right into it. The first mistake, you're ignoring the fundamentals of peeking, which is probably costing you fights you didn't even realize were winnable. Most low-level players just run at walls or edit mindlessly without understanding peek timing, angles, or exposure. In Fortnite, smart peeking means limiting how much of your character model your opponent can see while maximizing your ability to take shots. Shoulder peeks, right-hand advantage, proper window, or peanut butter edits, these are the basics. But so many players skip them and give their opponent free damage. What you have to understand is Fortnite is all about micro decisions. You're either giving yourself an advantage or handing your opponent one every second. When you learn proper peeking fundamentals, you start stacking small advantages. Using the right-hand peek advantage means most of your body stays hidden behind your build while you can still shoot. Shoulder peeking lets you bait shots without real risk. Even learning specific edit patterns like top right window edits or crouch peanut butters can change the outcome of fights entirely. Pros abuse these tiny tricks to constantly win those impossible fights. And there's even more to it. Peeking fundamentals extend beyond edits. They include corner angles during rotates, how you position around natural cover in build fights, and how you chain small movements together to stay unpredictable. If you don't have this foundation locked in, every other skill falls apart when you try to outplay good players. The second mistake is overcommitting on peeks. You've probably done this. You open a full edit, swing wide, or jump out thinking you can finish the fight, only to get beamed or one-pumped instantly. Great players know that most peeks are information gathering tools, not all-in-one commitments. Quick right-hand peeks, juggle peeks, or timing your edit resets keep you safe while applying pressure. If you overcommit without knowing where your opponent is or what their angle looks like, you're gambling, and in Fortnite, gambling on peeks gets you eliminated. The key here is to understanding peek discipline. You should never fully commit to a peek unless you're certain you have the advantage. High-level players constantly use edit peeks to collect information. They'll open an edit just enough to see inside your box, spot your crosshair placement, read your movement, then close it immediately. They use this micro peeks repeatedly until they either catch you slipping or force a reaction they can punish. If you're swinging wide open or jumping in with a confirmation, you're setting yourself up to lose the fight. And this applies to more than just box fights. Overcommitting happens during rotates, off spawn, and even when third-party fights. You always need to weigh risks versus reward. Hesitating isn't weak. Calculated restraint often wins fights far more than aggressive peeks with no plan. Quick reminder, if you're serious about improving your fights, check out the Flow Improvement Hub. It's my free Discord with everything you need to get better, free drop maps, high IQ resources, teammates to grind with, and even coaches who can help you speed up the process. If you're tired of losing avoidable fights, the link is down below. I'll see you guys in there. Once again, it's all free. It's discord.gg/flowin. All right, the third mistake. Players rely way too much on predictable patterns. Every time you peek the same way, your opponent gets free reads on you. Good players exploit this. They pre-fire your edits, hold angles, and punish your laziness. The solution, mix it up. Vary your edit timing, use fakes, or reposition entirely before taking your next peek. Even subtle movement changes can throw off your opponent's rhythm, making you way harder to hit. Predictability is one of the biggest killers of good mechanics. If you always edit the same side of a box or always crouch at the same moment before peeking, top-tier opponents will read you like a book. Great players layer their unpredictability. They'll mix high and low edits, change timing between edits, reposition entirely, or use fake audio cues to throw you off. You have to become less readable, even varying your stance. Sometimes standing, sometimes crouching during peeks, add layers of unpredictability. The more random your actions feel to your opponent, the harder it is for them to track or pre-fire you. You can also break predictability by switching your approach entirely. Go for low ground peeks, sneak in unexpected right-hand angles from builds they didn't know you controlled, or use comb plays to create fresh off angles. Every layer of creativity makes you tougher to predict, and when you're unpredictable, you become nearly impossible to punish. The fourth mistake that ruins your peeks is poor crosshair placement. So many players set up an edit, then their crosshair is nowhere near where the enemy will appear. This delay in reaction time often means the difference between hitting a shot or getting hit first. Pro players pre-aim their crosshair exactly where they expect opponents to be when the edit is complete, whether it's a window, a top right peanut butter edit, or a diagonal cut. That pre-aim gives them a massive reaction time advantage. Crosshair placement is literally everything when it comes to Fortnite. In Fortnite, the fight is often decided before the shots even happen, based entirely on where your crosshair is set up. Low-level players aim vaguely near the edit, but great players lock their crosshair at head or upper body level, perfectly aligned with where an opponent will appear when the edit finishes. This allows them to shoot instantly, with minimal aim adjustment, giving them first shot advantage. You should practice this in creative constantly, building muscle memory for head level peeks, keeping your crosshair tight to the edit lines, and ensuring your aim is dialed in before you even expose yourself. To take it further, practice isolating specific PEEKS edits with perfect crosshair prep. Peanut butter edits, corner windows, and right-hand swings all have unique setups for peak efficiency. It's tedious work, but mastery here means your shots land faster, cleaner, and more consistently than players who aim after the peak happens. And the fifth mistake, you're not using sound cues to your advantage during peaks. Fortnite's audio isn't perfect, but building sounds, footsteps, weapon switches, they all give away important information. Great players time their peaks based on audio. They'll hear you reload or build, and that's when they swing and edit. They'll notice hesitation and use that split second to take space. If you're not listening actively and reacting to sound during your peaks, you're missing easy opportunities to catch your opponent off guard. Audio is a literal cheat code if you know how to use it. Smart players will sit quietly, learning for the exact moment you place a wall or switch weapons. Then they peek when your guard's down. They'll bait audio too. Fake a reload, fake footsteps, even build spam to force you into revealing yourself. You have to develop your ear in Fortnite. Good headphones help, but awareness is the bigger key. Start paying attention to reload sounds, build timing, and hesitation in fights. Mastering sound gives you free openings in nearly every engagement, but beyond just reacting to audio, top-tier players weaponize it. They create pressure by spamming builds, force edits with sound bait, or even pause entirely to break your rhythm. If you want to peak like a pro, sound manipulation is essential. It's how you control the tempo, force mistakes, and capitalize with perfectly timed peaks. But here is where it all comes together. The best players aren't just fixing one of these mistakes at a time. They're stacking every advantage simultaneously. It's not enough to have good crosshair placement if you're still peaking predictably. It doesn't matter if you time your peak off audio cues, but your exposure is wide open with no right-hand advantage. The top tier players you see dominating fights, they're layering clean peak fundamentals, unpredictable timing, sound awareness, precise crosshair placement, and peak discipline all at once. It feels overwhelming at first, but once you drill these habits into your gameplay, it becomes second nature, and suddenly you're the one hitting impossible shots and walking away untouched. The real secret is intentional practice. You won't magically start peaking like a pro by casually hopping into pubs or ranked and hoping for the best. You need to isolate these mechanics, load in creative and grind your edit timing, drill shoulder peaks, crosshair alignment, and bait plays until they're automatic. Watch your own VODs to catch patterns or lazy peaks you didn't notice mid-fight. Peaking is one of the most technical parts of Fortnite fighting, but it's also one of the most rewarding to master. Once you clean it up, fights slow down, your confidence skyrockets, and those scuff situations where you used to get outplayed, suddenly they're your advantage. So what should you guys do? You need to fix these 5 mistakes. Fundamentals, overcommitting, predictability, crosshair placement, and sound awareness, and your peaks will feel cleaner, smarter, and way harder to punish. You'll start winning more box fights, surviving more endgames, and feeling like you finally have the upper hand. And remember, you don't have to figure this stuff out alone. The Flow Improvement Hub Discord is built to help players like you shortcut the learning process. We've got free drop maps, private coaches, elite resources, and other motivated players grinding to improve every single day. If you want to take your game to the next level faster, join the hub, links below. Appreciate you watching, like, subscribe, drop a comment with your favorite Fortnite peak trick, and if you're serious about supporting the content, use code FLOWIN in the Fortnite item shop. It helps more than you know, and lets me keep dropping these guides. Remember, mastering peaking isn't about flashy edits, it's about small advantages stacked over and over and over again. Keep practicing, stay unpredictable. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.